Hello, and welcome to Warframe. So, today we will be going over the very basics of the game, which is to say, pretty much all of the main menu, which is the spaceship, and maybe a few mission types, and the planets, and all the things that you can do and have to deal with. And so, without further ado, I'd say let's get to it. Let's start the game. See where we'll end up. If it starts. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so upon starting the game, you find yourself in the spaceship, which is to say the orbiter. And as such, you always start right in front of the navigation console. If you want a quick game, you just press the button, jump into the game, and pick a mission and fight. But this is not what we are going to do today, not at first at least. We are going to, well, look at all the different systems, factions, and options that we can go through. Alright, so first things first, the menus. This is the menu screen when you press the escape button on the keyboard or the options button on the PS4 controller. And the most important things are around the screen. So first things first, we got this. This is your profile. This is your name, your mastery rank. Mastery rank is determined by the number of...
Angry. I may require maintenance after all.
Shut up, Ordis. This is your ship AI, and he is your ship Cephalon in this case, which is different from an AI, but that's a whole nother kind of worms. So, this is your mastery rank. Mine is currently 18, and that mastery rank is determined by all the different kinds of gear that you've been leveling up. So, like weapons, warframes, pets, and sentinels, and all these kinds of things. Ranking them up, that is to say playing with them and going on missions and stuff, gives you mastery points, and these mastery points contribute to your overall mastery rank. And that mastery rank has benefits like more trades a day. Trading with other players is important sometimes. And it also unlocks certain weapons and other types of gear that and quests and all that you wouldn't be able to do and have without proper mastery rank. Past a certain mastery rank, I think past mastery rank 12 or 15, you don't need to worry about that anymore because nothing has to be unlocked past these ranks. But if you're new, just know mastery rank is kind of a big deal. So when you go over this and hover over this little tab here, you can see your mastery rank, your name, the platform you're on, in my case it's PlayStation, and your mastery rank symbol, of course. The little bar under my name is the mastery point progress until I get to the next rank. Then here's my show profile button. And of course here is all my currently equipped gear. 30 is max mastery rank for most weapons and warframes. There are weapons that can be ranked up to, I think, 40 or 45. And those are very special weapons that you can only get under very special conditions, and it's quite tedious to do so. Anyway, let's hop into my profile and into the profile screen first. So, this is me. You see a representation of your currently equipped Warframe and Operator or Drifter. Who these are, we'll go over in a bit. This is what I've currently have equipped. Up here is my name with my ID and tag and platform. Here, Nora Knight is interrupting my broadcast. Wait a second. Yeah, cool. Alright, so here's your alignment. The alignment is determined by certain story choices you've made throughout some quests. Um, I think I'm currently aligned evil. I'm not quite sure. This is my mastery rank, and this is the mastery breakdown. So that means all the things that I've leveled up contribute to my mastery rank, and you can see just how many mastery points each of these things that I have ranked up or done contributes to the mastery rank. This is if I was affiliated with a clan, or if I was a leader of a clan, or whatever. This is where my clan emblem and name would show. And I'm currently marked for death by 2 death squads of 2 different factions, and this is where this shows. There's 3 different assassins that can hunt you down and appear randomly in missions, but to have them spawn is quite rare. That's that. So the equipment tab shows every equipment thing that you own. The top portion, the top row right here, shows your most used equipments, and the percentage to which extent you've used them, and how much XP and kills and whatnot you got with each of them. And down here you'll have all the equipment available, and everything that's not grayed out I actually own. What's the Aram Spinoza? I have no idea. So everything that's not grayed out I own, and everything that has a full blue bar under it means I've mastered it. Full blue bar, or this little symbol in the top right with the laurels, which is actually, well, quite a little bit. Not as much as on my PC account, of course, but that account is kind of not being used by me personally anymore. So this is kind of all the things that you've used and done. Then we got the stats screen. So here's a stat summary: how many hours you've played, how many credits you've earned, the star chart progress, which means how many missions you have completed, and how much XP you've gained from it. How many missions you've done, completed, failed, and quit. Completion rate and quit rate, cipher solved, which means hacking consoles and stuff. Average cipher time, how long you take and all that. Combat stats are the most important things, how many kills you've got for each faction, how many bosses, and all of these things. Total kills, headshot kills, hits, and weapon accuracy. My accuracy is not good, but I use a lot of spray and pray weapons, so yeah, that's that. These are the Conclave stats. Conclave is the game's PvP mode that people actually don't really play, but I think I've played it once, at least, because I've got 1 death. This is Lunaro. This is another PvP mode, a sports game kind of. And team stats is like whenever you go on missions, you can choose to whether do it solo or have public matchmaking or friend matchmaking, and whether or not you've got public matchmaking or not, you well, get kill assists, revives, and heals counted for your team members. The Syndicates tab is very important, because syndicates are basically factions that you level up standing with, rank up, and then receive rewards. So this little symbol right here with a number next to it is the standing, and standing is both currency and experience, which means you need the standing in order to increase your rank, and you can only increase your rank when you're at max standing, but you also need the standing in order to buy the rewards that they offer in their shop from them. And there's a little console on your orbiter where you can access most of these original syndicates. So the original syndicates, that means the Steer Meridian, the Arbiters of Hexus, Cephalon, Suda, the Parent Sequence, Red Veil, and New Loka, they are the original syndicates when the syndicate and faction reward system was first introduced way back when. It's a couple of years ago. And you can access all of these through a console in your orbiter, which we will get to. You can also access all of these and talk to the leaders in just about any relay, which we will also get to. Then there's one syndicate or one faction for the Conclave, which means the the PvP mode, which has its own rewards. Then there's Cephalon Samaras, which is an artificial intelligence you can meet on any relay, who has special rewards for special tasks that you can complete. Then there are the Austrian people, who are people native to Earth, that you can meet in the city of Cetus on Earth. And you can complete bounties for them to increase standing with them. Then there are the Quills. The Quills are a special faction within the Austrian people, who you can increase standing with by trading certain items with them. And they both offer very special rewards no other factions offer. Then there's the Solaris United, who are the people of Venus inhabiting the city of Fortuna. They work the same as the Austrian people do. Then there are the Vent Kids. The Vent Kids are a sub-faction of the Solaris United, who are, well, children in Fortuna that are kind of like hunky hoverboard riding little rascals that you can increase your standing with and earn rewards such as K-drives, which are basically hoverboards, which is a cool little mechanic that we'll go over later. And then there's the Vox Solaris, which is also a sub-faction that you can access in Fortuna, which works kind of the same as the Quills in Cetus on Earth. Then there's the faction of the Entrati. The Entrati you can meet on the moon of Mars, that is to say Deimos. You can increase your standing with them by trading special medallions that you receive as rewards for bounties, kind of like the Austrian people, that you complete bounties for and earn standing. Then there's the Necroloid, which is also a sub-faction that you can find on Deimos and the Necrolisk. The Necrolisk is kind of the city part of Deimos. Then there are the Holdfasts. The Holdfasts are a faction that you can only meet on the Zariman, and the Zariman can only be accessed once you complete the Angels of the Zariman quest, which is a quest that is reserved for high-level players only with, very good gear, and you shouldn't go into the Zariman without good gear or else you get fucked. But the Holdfasts are, they're a faction that you can also increase your standing with, and they offer special rewards no other faction can offer you, which is kind of nice, because the Holdfasts actually offer very useful rewards, such as special incarnate weapons that act like no other weapon type does, and all that kind of stuff, which is pretty cool. And then there's the Garrison, and I have no idea what the Garrison is. I think the Garrison is part of the Veilbreaker quest that I have yet to do, and has to do with a special Grineer soldier called Carl 175 that appears as part of the New War quests. I should really do that Veilbreaker quest one day. And then there's the Trophies tab, which goes over all your achievements that you've done. Like, there's special trophies, special challenges you need to complete. Sometimes it's just leveling up gear, sometimes it's killing 100 enemies in one mission, sometimes it's a certain amount of headshots, sometimes it's doing certain quests or doing stuff in a certain time or whatever. And all of these things amount also to your mastery rank. And you can, and I don't have a lot of things left to do, which is kind of nice. And yeah, and this is basically your achievements screen. So much for the profile. Staying on this screen for a bit, you have your quest notification bar over here. You have your notification bar of special things over here, like an active sale in the market, resource booster, affinity booster, then credit booster. Resources mean drop chance and quantity. Affinity is this game's version of XP. It, I think, doubles the XP you gain per kill, per do, per whatever. And of course, credit booster doubles the amount of credits you'll gain for pretty much anything. And then there's like your credits, which is the basic currency you need to do pretty much anything that isn't like buying premium shit. That means you'll need credits for upgrading certain things, you'll need credits for buying certain things. Credits are but one of the many, many, many currencies this game has. Standing with factions is a currency, credits are a currency, the most basic currency. Credits you'll pick up during any random mission. Platinum is the premium currency of the game, which enables like cosmetic items and trade certain items with other players, which also enables you to sell certain items to other players for platinum and earn premium currency that way without actually spending a dime on the game, which is a very nice and fair way for this game to play out. Then down here are two buttons that are pretty important, and if I did a certain thing, a third button would even pop up. So the first one is a Nightwave. Let's go into this real quick. Nightwave is...
Who have we got on the line? Oh, yeah. I don't have a line.
So in-game, in the lore, Nightwave is a radio station, an interplanetary radio station hosted by Nora Knight. And she is presenting challenges to us that we can complete for standing, Nightwave standing. And every time we reach 10,000 Nightwave standing, we rank up. And each rank up gives you a different reward. So Nightwave creds can be used to, and let's just change the screen here, buy certain items with these credits. It's another type of currency. Every Nightwave season has its own creds, and once the season ends, every creds that you have can either be kept as novelty items in your inventory or sold for actual credits, and these creds are kind of valuable as well, so that's kind of cool. I don't think I have the glaive. Oh no, I have it crafted, okay. I have the normal glaive. I have the glaive prime. Huh, interesting. So that's a thing. Nightwave offers cred rewards in terms of cosmetic items you'd usually have to spend platinum on. You can buy blueprints for certain alternate helmets and certain weapon skins, which is kind of nice. And of course you can buy very rare and hard to get resources such as Kuva, which is a resource used in certain very expensive things, and Netane extract, which is a very, very rare, hard to get resource that you really want to spend these creds on, because Netane extract is used in the construction of certain items. Back when it was first introduced, it was used for pretty much anything new that came about, which frustrated players because it was so hard to get. And now you have like a way of getting it without all the hassle of farming and grinding for it. And of course the Warp and Warframe can be gotten through the Nightwave creds as well. Orokin catalysts and reactors are also kind of important to upgrade your gear, but more on that later. Also, you can just switch tabs in order to have a better overview of what is available. So, Let's go back. Yeah, and there's each reward here offers something different. There's a sigil for rank 2, for instance, that you can put on your Warframe for decorative purposes. There's weapon slots for rank 3. Weapon slots are important. Weapon slots can only be bought with platinum, and you need weapon slots in order to increase the amount of weapons you can have in your arsenal, unless you're not having any qualms with selling weapons for credits once you've ranked them up and replacing them with other shit. I personally don't like to do that. I like to collect everything, so I'm appreciating these weapon slots very much. Yeah, then there's a glyph. A glyph is kind of what you need to represent yourself as a profile picture. There's an ephemera, that's a cosmetic item. Forma bundle. A forma is used in upgrading gear, catalyst upgrading gear. There's a weapon skin that you can earn, and a Noggle statue, which is a decorative item, and so on and so forth. So doing Nightwave is actually kind of worth it because oh look, a Warframe slot. You need these in order to get more Warframes, unless you want to sell some, which you totally don't want to do. So Nightwave is always worth doing for the rewards alone, because it's kind of important and is giving you a lot of cool stuff that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get. So back at the menu screen, then there is this. This is a system called the Kuvalich system, and let's hop into that just really quick. So
Oh, no you don't. Get back here.
the Kuvalich system is, just to really quickly say it, there's a special enemy that you can kill in a special type of mission, and if you do that and finish the mission, then a Kuvalich will spawn. That enemy will come back in a very strong form and haunt you and set up shop in one of the planets that you have. And well, you have to kind of kill the Kuvalich in order to rid your system of it. And when you do, you can earn a very special weapon, and that's the weapon that they wield, and you can also earn an ephemera, that's the particle effect around there. And the Warframe with which you killed the original enemy in order to spawn the Lich is actually represented as a head on their shoulder here, which is kind of cool. And how this system works is you go on missions, try to figure out a certain pattern here in order to kill the Lich for good once you meet them. It's a very high level endgame kind of thing, and yeah, it comes with special rewards for killing a Kuvalich. That's just the long and short of it. There's also a similar system with another faction. So the Kuvalich system is based on one of the factions of the game, and there's another system which is the Sisters of Parvos, and the sister system is based on the antagonizing faction to the Kuvalich faction. Anyway, now here is like your main menu. There's like different tabs, and let's go over them really quick. Navigation, so you can access all your ship systems via this menu. You don't need to run around in your ship and find anything that you need. If you forget where everything is, you can just hop into the menu and look at these. So if you just want to hop into a mission, navigation is where you want to go. Let's do that really quick. See, I'm sitting down at the navigation console, and I have my start chart. Then there's the equipment tab, which has a lot of sub-tabs, as you can see. Let's go over them real quick, not in detail because we'll do that later, but the arsenal is used to select and configure your equipment. I'll show you that in a minute. So that means warframes, weapons, pets, sentinels, additional gear, and so on and so forth. Then there's the foundry. It says build new gear from blueprints and components. You can actually buy blueprints for weapons, warframes, and all the other shit from the in-game store for credits, and then you can assemble all of these things in your foundry. And to access the foundry, you can either go to the workstation in your orbiter, or you just do it via this menu. Then there's the incubator. It says breed new life. The incubator is used for creating pets. There's two types of pets. There's kubros, which require eggs. These are like this game's tradition of dogs. And you can get kubro eggs by destroying kubro nests on Earth. And you can also get kavats, which is this game's version of big cats. And you can get a kavat by scanning feral ones you find out in the wild and acquiring a genetic code to build a kavat from them. The incubator has much more in store than that, but that's just the long and short of it. Then there's the Helminth, infuse new abilities on Warframes. So the Helminth has been introduced a while back, and you can offer the Helminth, you can feed it a Warframe, and then one of this Warframe's abilities is being transferred to the Helminth for the Helminth to transfer that ability onto another Warframe, which is kinda nice if you want to replace an ability and gives you high amounts of customization, which is kind of awesome. Then there's your inventory. It says browse all your items, and that's just what it is, and this is actually the only way to access your inventory screen, so let's do that right now. So this is your inventory. Here are all the tabs for all the things. And of course an all tab. So let's just quickly go over all the tabs. Here are all your warframes. If you have more warframe, like if you have double warframes or something, you can sell them for credits from here. You can also feed that warframe to the Helminth. Here are the weapons. Again, if you have double weapons or need to sell weapons, you can absolutely do this from here for credits. Everything you sell via the inventory, you sell for credits, never for platinum. Then there's the Companions tab, which includes all pets and sentinels, and as there's also a system where you can build robots to follow you around. They'll show up here too. Then there's the Appearance tab. The Appearance tab collects all the sigils that you can put on your Warframe, all the skin, which are quite a lot, and this number goes pretty high, pretty fucking quick. And you can also sell some of these. Mostly, I think, most skins cannot be sold for credits, but things like sigils can be totally sold for credits, but 1000 credits is next to nothing, and you can earn much more than that within a single mission, so you usually don't need to sell these. But you can also select this option, only sellable items, which, well, tells you that you can only sell sigils, because sigils can be earned more than once. Most of them anyway. This one cannot. This is a unique sigil. You cannot earn it more than once. I just wonder, there's prime sigils, why they don't show up over here, but they'll probably show up later down the line. So, arcanes. Arcanes are special equipables for weapons, warframes, and operator that bestow special buffs on it, and if you earn arcanes more than once, you could fuse them together, if I'm not mistaken.